love, and welcome back. I'm Pauline, and you have come to the channel where we talk about all things locks, beauty, and wellness. Today we're going to talk about two-strand twist locks. Pretty much two-strand twist locks is just taking two parts of the hair, wrapping it, overlapping it over each other to create a stable strand, and that eventually turns into lock. So, and as new hair grows in, with the new growth, you can either decide to use a tool to interlock the new growth, or you can use your hands to palm roll the new growth. With two-strand twists, it does require product to hold it in place to help create that neatness. Honestly, if the hair is wet, some people have decided not to do it without, to omit the products, but you can do it. Most people typically do the two-strand twist with products to create that neatness. So a lot of people will decide to get the two-strand twist versus other locks because they want that fullness from the jump. So my clients are like, I like the interlocks and all, but my hair is thin. I want fullness from jump. The characteristics of the two-strand twist, they are nice and round, fluffy. People typically go with two-strand twists because they get that fullness from the jump. They bypass the scalpy phase. For some people, depending on hair types, their hair is fluffier. One of the things about two-strand twists is that if you have a looser curl pattern or you have heat damage, so it's on a straighter side, you may experience some bunching. So doing protective styles will help with that. So as the two-strand twist locks mature, they swell and then it will eventually condense. So because you started off with the fluffy round look, it will thicken up some more and then it will condense and then it will start looking like your regular traditional matted lock look. So that the lines in the two-strand twist, you won't get to see that in the long run. So do expect for the thickness of the locks to fluctuate within the first year because it is still transitioning and taking its form. So do expect some fluctuation, okay? And do not be alarmed. It is normal when you see that it swells and thickens. It's just a part of the process. So what you can expect from the two-strand twist when it comes to installation is a much shorter length of time. So when you're thinking about interlocking, that process is typically on the longer side. So with a two-strand twist, you're getting a shorter locking time. So literally, depending on the length of your hair, depending on the thickness and how small you want those two-strand twists, you can experience install time anywhere from 1 hour to 12 hours, depending on how small you go. So if you want something that looks similar to Sister Lock, but you want to start with two-strand twists, that will take about the 12-hour time frame. That leads me to the sizing of the two-strand twist locks. Have y'all seen some two-strand twist locks? It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. So usually I offer that options to my clients when they want locks, but don't want, they want something quicker, fuller, less expensive. I always offer two-strand twists because it's just as gorgeous. And by the time they lock, it looks the same. Maintenance for the two-strand twist lock, depending on how small you started, will determine how often you need to come. Just like any other locks, if you go on the micro side, which is small and cute and all that stuff, do expect a much frequent retightening time. So anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks if you're really small, like sister locks. If you're on the larger side, like traditional locks, then expect anywhere from 10 to 12 weeks for maintenance. And some people go longer. So it all depends on the size that you go with and also the thickness of your hair, because people with thinner hair do not have the luxury of going long in between their retightening time. You have thicker hair, then you're okay. Thick hair people, it's just How long it takes to lock with a two-strand twist? Anywhere from 6 months to a year. Two-strand twist to me locks a lot faster. You do have some restrictions with it, but the restrictions are very limited. So I feel like because of that, it locks faster and you don't have to deal with the whole, oh my God, slippage. Yes, your two-strand twist may unravel. Just twist that bad boy right on up and you'll be good to go. Because if you have heat damage, if your hair is more on a straight side, it will sometimes separate. The two strands will separate, but just twist it back and you'll be good. But if you have a tighter curl pattern and it's more coily, it sticks together. So throughout washes and everything, it will stay together because we are family. Literally, it stay together. So those people with that type of hair tend to experience a quicker locking time. So overall, the pros for starting off with two-strand twist: quicker installation time, quicker maintenance time, fluffy look, fullness from the jump. You don't have to worry about the scalpy, having it being too scalpy. You can shampoo right away. You can do other activities with caution depending on your texture. Definitely with caution. Some people will still have to band their ends to prevent the hair from the locks from unraveling, but for the most part you can still do whatever you want with the locks with minimal restrictions. Another thing, this could be a pro for some people. With two-strand twists, you can start with extensions. Yep, you can just do two-strand twist extensions in your hair and just don't take it out and then start interlocking that way. Yeah, you can. I mean, with any locking method except from comb coil, and you can start with, let me rephrase. When I say you can start with extensions, you can start with extensions at the root. From the scalp, you can adhere that extensions and start that way. You don't have to, but it's an option. So the cons for starting off with two-strand twists for me would be the use of products. I do not like to start my locks with products, but what I do when I start with two-strand twists, I use foam instead of like butter-like products, because it makes foam is less cakier, if that makes sense. So not that I'm anti-products, but I just don't like all that stuff in the hair in the beginning, especially. Anywho, I digress. But yes, so that could be one of the cons, that you do have to start off with products to lock the hair, to help it smooth out, to smooth it out and to give it that neatness, okay? But as far as the maintenance part, when you're maintaining it, you don't necessarily need products if you're you won't need products if you're interlocking, but if you decide to continue to maintain it with palm rolling, then you will need products. And depending on the product that you use, another con would be buildup. Certain products leave more buildup than others. So that's why for me, I personally like to do the foam, because to me it's less buildup. But so that's pretty much one of the cons, is that you get buildup every time. You got to get especially if you're palm rolling, every time you're have to get maintenance on your hair. You put products in it and it stays in there until you wash it out again. And then if you're not really good with your washing routine and really getting it cleansed, it's all in there. Yeah. So I mentioned this earlier, but one of the cons was starting off with two-strand twists. If your hair is on the straighter side, you have heat damage or anything like that, you most likely will have unraveling if you have a looser curl pattern. And if it unravels, it's okay. Twist it back up and you're good to go. Eventually, I promise you, it will lock. So that's pretty much it about two-strand twist locks. I think it's a great option. So if you decide to use that option to lock, whether you go with a smaller version of it or a bigger version of it. Either one is nice. You can interlock it or palm roll it. Either one is nice, as long you know what you're doing, or your loctician know what he or she is doing. You are in good hands. So here are some examples.
I begin to I begin to